y'all, so this is going to be just a quick walkthrough on how to do reference citations using the UOP reference citation generator. So first you click on the library tab and you get over here. Then we have the plagiarism checker. Really great if you need to do anything like run a paper for plagiarism. I always recommend that you do this before you officially submit a paper, just because it will catch anything like, say you just forgot to use quotation marks. It totally happens. It will catch that and you'll be like, oh duh, I had quotation marks, right? So it's a good thing to do. RightPoint, powered by Grammarly, is so awesome for catching any style issues or any other spelling stuff, or just like if you use a word too much. Like favorite word is probably like however, you know, therefore, ergo, and so it's nice for it to, when it tells me you use this like 10 times in the last paragraph. Always useful. But what we care about today is the reference citation generator over here in useful links. So we're going to click on that bad boy. Now I'm going to do this using my handout that I created and give you. It's called reference help. But first let's click on the next thing that says generator. And here's all these options. Now this class, a lot of the times you'll be using the book, which remember that source is under, that full reference is under sources, and you click on that and then we'll give it to you, so you don't have to worry about that. And a lot of the other times we're going to use a website. So I'm going to click on website because that's what I need. And you have to decide, does it have an author or a corporate author? So when we're doing a website, it's probably going to have a corporate author, blah blah blah, I can't talk. Now let's open that Word document that shows what we're going to. Alright, so this is the reference help thing. You won't see the whole screen because I moved everything up so I can click between. So I'm going to have a new document. It's Word document. Let's say I'm writing about dolphins. So I Control-Delete it to get it to the center. I put the, go down a few, Control-A, whatever. Control-A times, we'll say 12. Go over here, we want line spacing. I don't want any weird indents, thank you, and I want double, thank you. So I'm like, okay, and I'm going to do my title of my paper. We'll call it Dolphin Mating Rituals. Why not? Well, let's do dolphin tool use. Dolphin tool use, because that's cool. And then I would have my name. Fine, I'll actually put it on. I will put in my name, which seems weird, and then you would put in the course, which is weird, by 101, and then let me scroll up so you can still see, and the date. I'm just going to say date, and then you can put the teacher's name if you wanted to. Then we're just going to go here, insert a page break on the next page, and I call this, thank you very much, Control C to copy that bad boy, and Control V to get it there. Now I don't want to stay in here on centering because that looks weird, so I'm going to go over here, and then in here I have to have the introduction. So let's say I say something like, though for a long time it was considered, it was thought, let's say thought that only humans use tools, say like this assumption has been proven inaccurate. Right? Accurate. And then I would talk a bunch more, which we're just going to say blah blah. Can't type blah blah. Blah blah blah. Sounds good. Then we would have our thesis, and then we would have our first section. So say we're going to just say dolphin life. Okay, so in here we need something that we're going to need to do a reference on, right? So let's put a couple enters, insert a new page break. So we're in our reference section. Control E, references, no bolding. Back over to the other side. We are going to have to do hanging indents though. Okay, so I have over here, if you go through, so I'm opening a tab to do this dolphins.org already, and in the tab blah blah blah, I did that already, and I did the generator, and I picked my website, and now over here I need to do this page. So first we have to find, as it says, the corporate author, the whatever. So let's go over to our thing and look over here. Oh, it's changed since I did it. Let's say we want to do it on Hot Topics. We will if it changes. And let's do it on Hot Topics again. They inspire us in many ways. Blah, 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 blah. Read more. It's thinking. It's thinking. Here we go. Life expectancy for a dolphin in the alliance. That sounds kind of cool. Position in a world. Ooh, let's do this. This sounds nice and horrible. Maybe go here. How come it's not moving? Okay, so maybe we won't do that because it doesn't want to do that. Oh. Benefits of research in human care. Interesting. All right, we're going to stay here. Oh, it did change over. Ah, okay, so over here it's talking about all that wonderful, lovely stuff. So I go and I go like, this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how the Japanese do this annual hunt. Okay, so I'm going to say in my paper, dolphin life. I'll say something like, I'll have my whole introductory sentence in my paragraph and I say, in some countries, dolphin hunting is still common. One country. So like instead of life, we'll say dolphin peril. One such country is Japan, where annual driving of dolphins to their death is currently still happening. Okay, so see, I paraphrased it because I didn't write the whole thing. I didn't copy and paste that. I paraphrased it here. So I need that in-text citation, so we're back to like, okay, now I really need this full reference. Why am I being such a slacker? So let's go to the bottom, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Dolphin Research Center is our author. So we're going back over to our reference citation, and we'll put that in. So it's a dolphin, because it's a proper name, we have to capitalize each thing. Research Center, right? The title of the web page, I would say Hot Topics, and then I do this. So remember, only the first letter is capitalized. Hot Topics, and then it's going to be, gosh, would I be a slacker? You know what? Let's slack. Oh, we can't slack. Let's copy and paste it. Control C. I want to slack. Control V. If I were you, I'd probably slack. So again, it can only be that first lovely word in any proper name. So Dolphin Research Center is all proper. It stays capital. For this one, position does not. On, that's place, capital, 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 capital. What's next? And the dolphin is not. Dolphin drives fisheries. Okay, so we did that. You could have a shorter title, or you might not even have a title. Well, usually you'll have something like welcome. You could have hot topics. Whatever it says at the top, use that at least. Okay, so then we need to know if there is a copyright date, which you can't see it. So let me pause it and make it so you can. So down here at the bottom, it says 2014. So we put that in here, 2014. I think in my other version it didn't, but it does now, so nice for it. And then we go to this here. This is where we got it from. And we're going to put that in as our URL. And then we hit submit. I usually do a quick check. If it doesn't have a corporate author and an author, you can fill in one, click on the other one, fill in the other one, and it will give you both. So let's hit submit. Look at it, it's beautiful. So you see how I did the author, period, parentheses with a date in it, period. This whole title, I decided not to italicize it. It depends on what you're doing. I don't really care if you do or not. Period, and then retrieved from the link. And then it's going to give you 3 different types of in-text citations. I like this one at the end of the sentence, but you can also say the whatever website. Oh, it says website. Don't do website. Just say it happened. Or you can say according to. This is my favorite. According to the whatever center, blah, blah, blah. You can do a quotation or paraphrase material. So if I'm doing the second version, this one, but my favorite version is always the parentheses at the end of the sentence. So I just go, thank you, bad boy, for giving me that. Control C, and give me a second to pause this so I can pull. Okay, so here I've Control C it, so now I'm going to Control V it into here. And let me make sure we did everything that we're supposed to, blah, blah, blah. It was 2011, so they updated it, good for them. And then I popped out, and it gave us our options. See there, I italicized it. I guess it's just changing its habits. It's okay, I don't really care. And then the full reference. Okay, so it looks like I did good. So let's go back over here. So now we have this full reference, but you notice it does not have a hanging indent, and we need a hanging indent. So we go Enter at the end of the line and tab over. To see these fun things, you see here at the top, that's highlighted. If I unclick it, it goes away. I click it, it's there. Since I'm an editor, I always like those on. So let's go up here. This, we need that in-text citation. And you see I like the bottom of, or at the end of the sentence version. So we go here, we just go Control C, bad boy. Thank you very much for doing all the work for me. And I go Control V. Oh, give me extra period. The only thing is, see how it did a different font? Not so great. But then let's say I was going to put a quote in here. You can use the same version for your quote. Let's say I was going to do the other one. Say, according to the Dolphin Research Center, whatever. So I could have just copied it. Why did I not copy it? Why do you all let me not copy things? So we'll copy that part. Control C. Should copy the whole thing. Blah, blah, blah. V. Okay, so that's that. Give me an extra space. Go away. So now we need our quote. So let's say we decided to add in, on the same page, we're going to add in, we talked about the Japanese stuff, blah, blah, blah. We do not have to take animals from home. No, let's say, let's say this. So continuing to mislead the public, undermine stuff. Well, it says, comments of extremists, the code are sold, but that is not true. Okay, let's say this. Comments made by the extremists and those made in movies such as The Code make it seem that the dolphins are captured in Japan, drives, and sold in facilities in this country. That is not true. So we're going to say that is what we're going to stick in here. Here, Control V. Oh, that's beautiful. Period. Okay, and then we just check to do any more spacing. Okay, so but then you see, again, remember, it changed my font, which is annoying. So Control A. Okay, I still want you to be Times, and I still want you to be 12. Sometimes we'll change the font color, like if you accidentally hit it. So it's always good to just make sure you picked black. And you see that missed a space. That looks pretty good, right? So that gets it. You see, I only need the one at the front because I did that one. I only need one version of the in-text citations, or the last one. If you paraphrase a whole paragraph, it's a little bit different, but it's really better just to paraphrase different little sections. And then you would talk about it. So then you would do like a couple of sentences of analysis, right? Analysis. I cannot spell today. Analysis. That's a Y. Sis. Ah. Right? And then you keep your paper going, blah, blah, blah. So that way I have this. I wanted to do that. I hit Enter, Tab. It didn't like something. Delete, delete. There we go. Enter. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's probably because this was in the wrong font. So when I did that, I wonder if it's going to change. Let's check and make sure no, it didn't go up. So the only thing is make sure you hit Enter at the end of the first line so you can tab over the next line. And then you see how they get really, really pretty. If you have a super long citation here, then you will need to break it up, in which case you would just say like Enter, Tab, and you would click on this with the button you don't usually use. I have a left-handed mouse, so I know it's wrong for you guys. And then that would be fine. Get rid of the hyperlink. Okay? So hopefully that helps. So generally, author, parentheses with a date, title, retrieved from somewhere, right? Which looks so weird because it has lots of space. Okay, and then up here, you see it has the author, comma, date, or the author, parentheses, the date. Because what you need to be able to do is I need to be able to come here, go Control F, and then look over here and find those citations. Or the reverse, if I read something really cool in your paper or something I wasn't quite sure on, I would go over here and be like, where is that source? I want to know more about it because it's really cool or it's something I hadn't heard of. I go over here and I go, ooh, there's their full reference. So you want that